everyone, it's Angie. Thanks for stopping in. Today I want to talk to you about how I became debt-free selling on eBay and how you can do it too. Now, a little bit of background about me in case you're new here. I have been selling on and off on eBay since 1998, so for quite a long time. But realistically, most of that time was just fun money. I would find things that we already had and sell them. I had a lot of experience at it, but it was never really something that I considered income or a job. A few years ago, about 7 years ago, my family structure changed and I became a single mom of two daughters, a preteen and a teenager. And so things changed quite a bit. And one of my biggest concerns was financially, how we were going to make it. I was very fortunate. I had not worked outside the home for quite a few years. And I found a great job doing what I had done when my kids were younger. And I still work for that company even today. Really, as far as the day-to-day bills go, we were doing fine. But I started listening to podcasts from a financial person and started taking a look at my own financial situation and was a little shocked. Now, I will say that the person I was listening to was Dave Ramsey, and I'm not saying Dave Ramsey is definitely the way to go for you. Everyone has their own choice of whether they like him or not like him. I can say that I ended up being Dave-ish, not quite on board with everything that he said, but I kind of used a lot of his principles to figure out what I needed to do to get out of debt. And the number one thing that I learned from listening to Dave Ramsey was you either need to cut your spending or you need to get a bigger shovel and make more money. And I figured the best thing for me to do was make more money. So about 4 years ago, I took a good assessment on where I stood with debts and realized I was in trouble. Yeah, I had $27,000 in student loan debt. Are you okay, Ollie? Oh my goodness. $27,000 in student loan debt, $12,000 for a car, probably $10,000 in credit card debt, and I even had debt from my ex, credit cards I did not even know that were in my name. So when you add it all together, it was pretty significant. And I knew that I wasn't going to be able to take care of that with the income that I was making from my regular job, because at the time I think I had $17 in my savings account. So I did start listening to Dave Ramsey and really try to follow some of his principles, like baby step one is start with $1,000 in an emergency savings. Oh goodness, Oliver, my pup has fallen asleep. I'm sorry. He snores loudly. Okay, so start with $1,000 and then snowball the rest of your bills till you get them paid off. How do you do that though? That's a big question. So I realized I didn't want to take another job on that I would be away from my house. And I loved eBay. I loved the hunt for treasures. I loved sourcing and listing and just the whole eBay business. I knew how to do it, and I knew I wouldn't have to commit hours every single weekend, absolutely, where I was working for someone else again. So I just started with the way I recommend to everyone to start, pulling things out of my house that I no longer need. And if you follow Dave Ramsey, he's going to tell you purge. Purge the things in your life that you just don't need. So that's what I started with. And then I started looking for inventory and starting sourcing. And I'm a firm believer that when you don't have a lot of money, start small. Find things that you know a lot about and start selling those and build on the capital that you get. Now, it was a struggle. It was a lot of work and a lot of long nights, and I would come home from my job at 5 and work until 1 in the morning and work all weekend. But I did it. I can honestly say that I paid off all of my debt and I'm debt free. The most freeing thing ever is writing that last check to your student loan company and basically just knowing you never have to give them another dime. I had no idea how significant that feeling would be for me. Now, some people might listen to this and be like, wow, I don't like Dave Ramsey, or yes, he's the greatest thing ever. I will say that while his principles are great, I'm terrible at budgeting. I'm a terrible budgeter, so I just keep track of my bills and pay those with my regular income, and then all my eBay money really was my shovel to pay off all my debt. Definitely, I think anyone can do this if you start putting effort into it, really working every single day, listing. And the more you list, the more you'll learn about products, what sells, what doesn't sell. Not only have I managed to pay off all of our debt, and it was about $70,000, but I saved up enough money to have a down payment on a house, which we bought, and we, my girls and I purchased this house, and now my mom lives here with me, and she is a big time eBayer now. Oh goodness, sleeping. But also we have our emergency fund 6 months put away, and the best thing of all is we have a 30-year mortgage that we figured out that with our eBay money, we're going to pay off that mortgage in just under 8 years. It doesn't even seem possible. But with an amortization schedule, we sat down and figured out exactly how much we needed to send that we were comfortable with every single week. No matter how much we made on eBay, that money was going to our mortgage. 7 years, 10 months, the mortgage will be paid off, which is amazing. So I'm just wanting to say, if you are looking to pay off your debt and you wonder if it's possible, is eBay an actual way to do that? Here's 100%, absolutely. And I encourage you to keep watching. I'll love to give you points and hints and tricks about how to do this and how to make it work for you. I'm always willing to answer questions, love to hear comments and feedback, but I just want to share with everyone that financial security, having a different life for your family, it's absolutely possible. You just have to be willing to put in the effort and work to make it happen. I'm living the dream. I have a great family, a great life, a home that is mine. No one else's. No one else paid for it. No one else got that down payment for me. No one else paid off my debts that made it possible for me to have a house as nice as I have. But eBay did that, working to improve my rating, as well as please subscribe if you find this interesting. Going to do lots of videos coming up. Going to try to do at least 4 to 5 videos a week. Would love to have you be a part of it. In the meantime, thanks for stopping by. Have a great one.